Resonant Bodies is a 4-channel sound installation for a case of 19th century classical Indian instruments in the South Asia Gallery of the V&A. The concept behind the work is to bring the instruments to life on the surface of the glass, to draw out their potential sound and to give them a voice that will allow them to speak to a visitor.
We were very excited when this summer Eric de Vischer, who is a visiting professor with the V&A Research Institute, put us in touch with Caroline Devine, a sound artist, who had the idea of using resonators directly on the glass case in order to directly transmit the sound of the musical instruments through the glass using the case as a loudspeaker.
The research I have led within VARI was based on the presence of sound in the museum and at the V&A in particular. The V&A has a long-standing involvement with sound, having sound in its collection, having organized exhibitions, having organized concerts and many other events. And I've been looking at the history of all these sounding events and making proposals for new ways of engaging with collections and events through the presence of sound in the museum.
The resonators send micro vibrations into the glass which encourage the glass to act as a giant soundboard or almost as a speaker or a giant instrument. And the source of the sound is actually the glass itself. There are 2 paintings within the case and they show musicians and listeners in an outdoor environment. I'm interested in the relationship between sound and music and the natural world. And I wanted to expand the instrumental compositions into a wider soundscape that included folk and devotional music, natural field recordings. There's traffic and processions in there as well.
Sound is important in museums because sound is important in everyday society. Now everyone lives surrounded by sound. Many people have headsets and make their own playlists and curate their own sonic environment. And I think it's important for museums to draw upon that experience from visitors to propose new kinds of experiences that relate these objects to sonic material.
I hope the work brings the instruments to life, animates the space, draws visitors to the case. I find it an extraordinary experience when the instruments start to speak, as though they're offering up their secrets. I find this particularly moving when the bin-sitar plays, but knowing that it's the object, the sound of the object within the case. And for me, at that point, it's almost as though the glass disappears and I have a very direct connection with the object. And I hope that visitors might experience that as well.